And welcome back to the next episode. Hope everybody is having a good week wherever you're at. We're going to spend today down here in our base. Little addition I made over here, just so everybody can see it, is in this wall over here, I have a dispenser, and I've got it loaded up with a bunch of shears. You come across it. Spits one out to you. It hits this half slab, so it jumps out into the room, so you don't have to be standing right on it. And shear some sheep here. And today we're going to spend a lot of time in our base here, just getting some things done. I've got some digging I want to do, and I've got another room we need to get built because we're a little bit before that digging, because we're going to need a place to put all that stone and cobble that we're going to end up picking up. So let me shoot a couple more sheep here, run a full pattern, and hopefully you guys notice up in the upper corner here that we have a little bit of an effect on us here. So we have our Haste 2 set up for us. We do have a full beacon out there. We picked up the beacon a few days ago. It's going to make digging a lot easier. Definitely going to be able to get through this the stone a lot faster. This instant mine is kind of nice when you have that. So let me drop this wood off here, or this wool off here. Let our carts pick it all up, and then just gonna return the shears into the dispenser. This is where I decided we're going to store our wool. The carts pick it up. It goes up an item elevator around to the back here, and then just drops into a simple impulse SV sorting system through the hoppers and this setup right here. If you have any questions on how this is set up, I'll definitely let me know, and I can walk through a tutorial on it. It's pretty simple. I can also I'm happy to send out the link to Impulse's video where he sort of explains how it's working. So we did the work on the ceiling and the lighting in here. Just got torches for now. This one is going to be kind of interesting. I sort of extended the pattern out on the floor. Not sure what I'm going to do. We have all these different colors in here, so it's kind of tough to lay down a carpet and hide stuff. So we may have to put the lighting up in the ceiling, which will be kind of interesting to do. But I think we can get that all figured out and get it to tie in with the ceiling here. We may bring a log across here just to get a transition. But we're not going to be working on this room today. We're going to be working over here in our storage area. You can kind of see sort of finishing up about the next level of trim in here. Kind of definitely want direction I want to go. I've installed our trash here. Put items in here. This is a trap chest, so they'll sit there and they won't immediately go out. Goes into a hopper and then gets dropped down onto a cactus, so they get destroyed. So if we need to get rid of anything, it's pretty simple to do. Will not miss the diorite, so just drop it in, and you can hear that clicking, and those just sort of got kicked out into a dispenser, into a dropper, dropped right onto a piece of cactus. Off they go. So wall of storage is pretty much sort of staying where it is, and this storage is I've gone through and at least sorted some of it, so you can kind of see keeping bigger building items here, different chests. Got our stone, our cobble, our brick, and some of the woods laid out here. So this is going to be our quick to get storage, where we kind of got a little bit of everything. Don't want to. Some people are building huge storage rooms, and that's what we're going to be doing kind of today down over here. This is where we're going to be today. I've got to dig this out a little bit more, but this is what we're going to be building today is we're going to extend this room down probably 3 or 4 towers. That's what the haste beacon is going to help us out with. And we're going to be building one of these bulk storage items. So I've got this one built. It's pretty straightforward. It uses a double chest and hoppers, and then off of the hopper, it uses a comparator to light up each one of these different levels. So this block is actually being powered, which powers this redstone lamp. And you can see we have a full chest here. So we've got one layer of stone. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this out probably 2 or 3 more towers out, kind of in this pattern. This is what we're going to be looking at, and we're going to be putting some different things in here. And then up at the top here, I got an ice stream and some water that drops into to this top hopper that does the sorting on it. Same sorter, literally the exact same thing, but just one of it right there. And where this ice stream comes in, let me run back up these stairs real quick, is into this bulk storage, and it's the same kind of thing as over there. Trap chest on a hopper into a dropper. The dropper puts it into the water stream. So the goal is that we can come back from a mining, drop off all of our stone, and it'll stone and cobble. Some of the things we're going to do: dirt, netherrack, sandstone, sand. We'll have some bulk storage down here. So we literally just have to come back, drop it in the storage up there, drop it into the chest up there. It all gets filtered out, and as soon as it's all done, it'll be put into our bulk storage. So what I'm going to do here today is get out our trusty pick and knock this wall back probably 4 or 5, I don't know about 4 or 5, probably 3 more links of this here, so probably 15 blocks all the way up to the ceiling there, so we can get these towers into place. Gonna have to either go buy some wood or drop off or start chopping down some of this acacia tree, which I think is going to look real nice down here. Not sure what we're going to do for the floor, if we're going to use an oak or a dark oak. We're going to use a spruce for the trim, take these up. But this should be kind of nice down here, I think. Again, still trying to stick with that. Everything down below ground is going to be wood, so it means we use a lot of logs. We can definitely go and buy some. So that's what we may do. I may dig this out a little bit, and then we'll take a trip through the nether and see the nether hub, which I haven't shown you guys yet, how that's progressing, and run by the market and pick up some wood. So I'm going to get the pick out and going, and I will be back shortly. Welcome back. We're just sort of spacing our things are out here. We've got most of this dug. Didn't take nearly as long as I thought it might. That haste beacon definitely does help. We did a little bit of damage to our pick here, but we did get this room pushed all the way back on both sides, so we should be able to get some of this stuff laid in. I'm gonna go and gather up some netherrack for some dirt for scaffolding, since we're in a stone area now. Makes it easier to control whether I'm taking down the scaffolding or not, and some redstone, and we'll get this built up, and we'll get this next one put into place here. But in order to do that, I'm gonna need to get me some wood. So what I'm gonna do is take a quick walk back into the nether. I'm gonna put some of this away. Go over to our market district. Grab me some diamonds out of here, and head through the nether here. I got a little bit of this area. I've done some changes to it. As I started building things, I ended up having to tear down our initial house. There's our beacon over there. It's It was thundering last. Get this horse out of our way before he back and gets us. Tore down the house. I've got a different plan in the works for what we're going to do, but I definitely want to keep our stairs and storage going down. All the stuff that we did down here, so that we're going to keep all of that. We're going to extend over our storage area. I've got a plan for another building over here. Started relocating all of our chests, and I realized have anywhere to put our books, so we're probably going to build sort of a little library for this town. See if we can get that building put in. I just haven't quite got it designed yet, so that's what we're looking for next. Our Blaze Grinder has been a big hit on the server. Lots of people are enjoying it, spending the time doing that. Was well worth it. Definitely had a lot of people that have been using blockers are getting used up. We're using it for XP. We're rolling in our blaze rods, and what we're probably going to do here is, at the very least, change the price on them in the store here, but very likely adjust our start giving away the blaze rods for free. It's not something that we really need a lot of, to be honest with you. I primarily use them as fuel in our smelter array, and that's probably, that's the easiest thing for me as far as using right now. But definitely wanted to bring you through here and show you what Lord Gale has been doing for our Nether hub. He's built this huge dome for us as our hub, and then we're going to have tunnels going off in our cardinal directions here. We're down the west tunnel. We're a west sider, but he's doing different themes here in each one of these quadrants, and this is just gorgeous. I loved looking at this, and he was in here working on it, asked my opinion on it, and he said, come in and take a look at this. And I said, well, you need to put glass down on the snow. And I jumped down there, and he said, it's already got glass on it. And I love the way that this white stained glass mixes with the snow. You can't even really see it when you're looking down at it. So just gorgeous what he's doing here. So we're it's building up. The current plan is to put a post office down underneath the central spot right there, and use some of the bottom half of the dome. I'm going to run out and on the other side here and give you guys a perspective of how big this is. We got some of the east side people over here. He's extended these tunnels to help protect things because gas shooting in through the holes. So down here a bit, and then I'll turn around and give you an idea of how big this thing is. It's pretty good size. He's put a lot of work into a lot of effort. Really do appreciate what he's done there. Definitely a huge asset to the server, so definitely love what he's done there. So we're gonna head over to the market and gonna go buy some of the acacia wood. Definitely need more of that for our build. Got a little bit, but I got some other uses. I really like that wood, and it's such a pain to cut down. So I'm not going to be complaining when somebody else is selling it. So our market district has really been going. Got a skeleton shop over there by M. Wallace. Got that put in place. Our clay farm or stained glass. Knight underscore 13 just put in this yesterday. Put in this quarry, calling it the mine shaft for all the quarrying needs. Just love what he did with it. A little precarious little walk down, some holes, nothing that's going to kill anybody. Sort of a mine shaft kind of thing, and selling sandstone stuff, dirt, gravel, a lot of cobble, a lot of stone. So if we need any more of these, which I doubt we will, we can always come over here. But I love the build, the way that he put it together. Really nice. On the back side of the lunchbox here, we have another shop just went into place, and you look at it and you got the purpur and the end stone, and you're thinking, okay, got a purpur block, a purpur and end stone shop, and end shop, but this is what is called duplicity, and I really love the idea of this, and the intention of it is he is selling items that run out of stock. Some of the shops they just can't keep up with the demand. So what he does is he's like changing these constantly for things that he needs. So he got four stacks in here. We want it all. We're definitely going to use that. So um, that's what we're going to buy here. I love the use of this nether wart block in the tree. I thought that was just awesome. Um, but this shop is going to constantly change, so we'll be back and forth into here quite a bit as things change, so we know what's going on. So I'm going to head back, and I'm going to get the framework laid out um, in our room down there, and then I'll bring you back when I'm going to start laying in some of that redstone. I will see you in a bit. All right, and welcome back here. So we've got our basic. We're going to work on. We're going to get 3 of these built today, but I'll walk you through building this one. And this is I got the scaffolding built up. I kind of got everything prepped. I've got all of the items I think we're going to need. Not, we just got to go right back upstairs. One of the unique things about this, I find it easier to build this going from the bottom up. Let's get basics in here, and it's going to require us, jumping around a little bit on this one. So the first thing that I often do is I'll lay down our chest in here, and because it's got a lot of hoppers, and the reason I think it's easier to build from the bottom up is because of the hoppers. So the nice thing about this particular design, and it is really, really compact. Basically, you're in a 3x3 block. From a using it perspective. So what happens is this chest fills up, and then what you want these lights to turn on as you've got each one full. Well, what it's doing is it's taking into account this chest and this hopper. So what we do is we put a comparator off of this hopper, and it does get a little bit expensive. But as soon as this hopper is full, it's going to send a signal in here, and it's going to send and this comparator is going to detect that once this hopper is full, and it's going to send enough to light up this block right here. This block will then power this lamp, and that's where that one turns on. So as soon as this hopper is full, it sends enough signal to turn on that comparator. And then what you have is this back and forth going on. So we put our next chest here on this hopper. So when this chest bleeds down into this hopper, then we have another hopper right here off of this chest, and then this one. Oops. This chest will fill up. This hopper will back up, and then this comparator will power this block, and this block will turn on this lamp. So as we progressively get higher, that's what's going to happen with each chest. So building it from the ground up makes it easier because of the placements of the hoppers and going through it. So everything is sort of layered back and forth here. Yeah, work our way up. Oops, it's because I'm wrong item. And we work our way up each one. Go. So it definitely makes it easier each time. And then this last one is going to power this last one. So I often will lay those in, get in here, and put down our comparators. But that is really all there is to this tower. as we go through. The trick with it is, of course, getting it all laid in ahead of time, sort of knowing where your space is at, that kind of thing. So let me get these all three of these put in, and then and build these. I'm going to build these three sorters on here as well, simply to make life a little bit easier. And then we'll worry about getting this water stream to flow across. That's going to be a little bit tricky getting it to. I got to make sure. I want to make sure I got all the stuff in place for this one, because this is going to be water and redstone, and if you're not careful, those things definitely do not mix. So let me get these into place, get that built up, and then I will come back and we'll get the water moved and see how well I do it. So I will see you here in a bit. All right, so we've got our three new bulk storage laid in here, and haven't put in our filters yet. We're gonna name off which ones. This one, I put. Just started looking through what we've got extra of, and we're gonna use these three right here. So this one right here, we're gonna use hardened clay. Hardened clay. This one, we're gonna put in netherrack. Oh, you always seem to come back with extra netherrack, and since we do have our nether-related shop over in the market area, I'm gonna need to be able to smelt up the brick, so I have no problem keeping a whole bunch of that on hand. And then our classic cobblestone for the next one. Stone, cobble, netherrack, and then generic hardened clay. And whenever I go to the mesa, I always just bring back the hardened clay, so that you can always dye it whatever color you need. So what we need to do next is get up to the top here. Put our filters in. Our filter up at the top. There's our named items. Cobble. Trickle down to 41. That one right there. And the rack. Bottom. Here. And pillar. Hardened clay. So the last thing that we have to do here, and the scariest, is breaking up parts of this. Over to this. Get the water stream working so that they flow through. So this is coming from our little bulk storage chest, trap chest with the dispenser. Drops down right into that water stream, flows down over here. This one. So hopefully I got everything filled in, nothing underneath it. Got that here, and we'll some buckets. And the half slabs here will keep them from dropping into water, from causing a pool over there and creating a source block. So should be all of them. All down. things are going to work here. So we got 22. Should have 22 in each. Let's go grab some of our bulk, drop it into our chest, and see how all this works. So the first one we're going to do, hobble track. So the cobble will be the first one that'll be coming through. There, clicking away. Should be that coming. Troubleshoot what's going on. The one concern that I have is whether or not it's going to get through the yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So it's coming through here and it's getting bunched up right here on this half slab. So to figure out what's happening, so going across this ice, it's not have enough momentum to get it beyond there. So bother. Let me go back to the drawing board and figure that one out. I knew that was going to be a potential problem. It'll do the same thing on each one of these as well. And it just doesn't make it all the way past, so the dirt's actually caught right up underneath here rather than here. That's just a hassle that I knew was something potential. Have to deal with. It may mean what they need is they need a little bit more momentum. So what we may have to do is get something that'll kick them by here. Let me go back to the drawing board and figure out what we're going to do with that one, and get this solved out. I will come back and show you how we fix it. Alright, so welcome back here. So I kind of set up a little testing area up here, and walked away from it for a little bit. Went on a bit of a walk. Took a bit of time. So what I've got here is when I figured it out, I realized I was just being stupid. So I'll explain to you what the problem was, and then we can talk about the solution. It's very simple. So the intention is you got the pack ice under here, and then you have the water stream. So if you look at the packed ice, if you throw something down on it, it moves along a little bit on the packed ice. It keeps some of its momentum. And the water stream keeps that momentum going. So just in the water, if you just drop something, throw it down here in direction, you can see the water stream carry it along. And this is exactly what we have down below, is that hopper. It stays on the hopper and doesn't go anywhere. So when we throw something in here, right, it just sits on the hopper, and you can just see it right there. And that's because the hopper isn't slick enough to allow the item to move. That's what the packed ice before. And because of that, I was just being stupid. The trick with it is that it's all about the placement of the half slabs that stop it. If we just move the half slab down past the hopper, it sort of solves the problem. I mean, it literally was that simple as just picking those half slabs up and moving them down further in the stream. Where you often run into problems is if you have a bunch of hoppers sitting right next to each other. You need to keep the water moving across them all and the packed ice in between them, and that's the intention of that, is once you drop it in there, you get it in there, it'll go streaming across here. Water will move it across. It'll pass over the hopper with the water is moving it, and then the packed ice underneath the slab is going to push it along to the next one, and there'll be another bucket of water right here, moving it on the rest of the way. So that's really the solution. It really is that simple. And like I said, as soon as I walked around and started thinking about it, I just started wanting to kick myself as far as, oh yeah, that was really that simple. So I'd already cleaned this up up here and did exactly that. Sorry about that abrupt cut there. Forgot to turn off my phone, so I needed to quickly deal with that. We were talking about what this, how this was working here. So I made the adjustments. The slab under on top of the ice, it flows through pretty quickly and easily. And then just move the slabs down and space them out a little bit more so that the slab was always on top of the ice, and seems to have resolved most of the problems there. We can definitely check that out real quick. I can, oops. Little hard to do there, but you can see some of them got picked up. The dropper is only going to drop them out at one at a time, and that's one of the other things about this is that if you try to drop a whole stack in there, which I just did, you're going to run into issues. And the reason is because the hoppers can only pick up things so quickly, and that's an important thing to keep in mind with those kind of streams, is the hoppers can only grab items at a certain speed. So let's throw our cobble in there, and those are going. And we had 42 our nether rack, and there they're coming across. So that is going to work. Now, what that does is remember that top light up at the top. It's not going to stay on as the items are coming through, because they're coming through at certain speeds. That light, there's always an item in it, so technically that light is going off. So that top light, not only does it represent the sixth chest being full, but it also represents that something is coming through. And you can see here's the cobble coming through. So that's the storage system. We're going to come back through and we'll decorate this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here in between, or how I'm going to put the ceiling in on this one. And I kind of made this so that we can take that water stream, roll it across, and then run it back down this other direction. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 6 more that we can easily just put into place pretty quickly here. Get those moving again on this side, and get some more items loaded in here, which we'll probably do. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that even as we're going through and you lay out all the plans on these things, you can still do some, still have some problems as we go through there. Even with not every redstone is going to turn out perfectly. So I want to thank you for joining me for this episode. Comments are always welcome. Feedback is greatly appreciated. You can find me on Twitter at @AWanderingNerd. And if you have any other questions, definitely leave comments. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. And if you want to see more of this, definitely subscribe, and I will follow up with you from there. So again, thank you for joining me. We'll see you in the next episode.